All right, this one I don't have a title yet for, but it's right now called Morning Noir. Marin headwinds whirl my sidewalk espresso, cigarettes and cron off the tile table. I work nights, so my day is free. I listen while fire escapes holler at tourists and parrots scream in the trees. It's time to play. Play means drink, and drink means the lost and found. These men have made a career here. 6 a.m. post time, brandy at the gate, shots and beer, coffee, and the day. Already in place, perched on stools, half turned toward the front door, bone-thin Don Mori, sleeveless in sunglasses, stovepipe pants, sideburns stretch his sunburnt face. He sleeps nights in shrubs above the Broadway tunnel, bar rags as his pillow. It's a hospital zone, you see. No honking allowed. I get good 4 or 5 hours before the cops come. Ice crunched in his teeth, topping off the bins, talking to no one. Did you hear about the goose? Got pop cutting checks over to the Wells Fargo. Lucky he don't spend Christmas in Santa Rita. Hey, Rotsky, the iron worker, here for brunch. A chest as big as the City Hall dome. I laid the gold leaf on that puppy son, and on weekends fit the joists on the New Bay Bridge. Now, how about a nice cocktail, DeLuca, to warm a working man in this delightful cesspool? They line up in sun spray by the window, members of this club, these ghosts in the woodwork, the trust fund feral dog, Bruce, with a degree in comparative literature, dumping bottles, proclaiming over the crash the perils of the Illuminati securing the New World Order. Or Bobby Diamond, failed boxer, failed playwright, failed stick-up man with fists like spoiled chicken carcasses. You stand steady with the knife while I bear hug you. Like a lover. Wear gloves. Be no prince. Or Liam and Ray Lee mumbly pegging switchblades into the men's room door, while Reno rests his feet in the back booth, gout claiming one toe at a time. The line stretches around the corner, their faces sketched in burrowed patterns on the wood-paneled walls. Smiling Brooks, the cracked Marine who left his brains on Peter's wall. Bananas with his liver popping out of his pants, never leaving home without the beret and corduroy, or Pennywell, or Nitro, Elwood, or even Richard from Lucky Strike, all snuffed, all strung like Chinese New Year clothesline. Outside the wind shifts, and shadows pool in corners as if a dimmer switch were turned. I nod to the walls and head out the door. Very weird. Here you go. The title is The People I Know All Becoming Mice Dressed in Burlap Bags. Brush it against her skin. Try to cram it through this narrow slot. Down after the thunder of subway trains. Her own skin imparts the secrets, the human eye. It was a typical week trapped in those tunnels. We felt a need to perform, something maternal. Try giving up irony, tattered wedding dresses, boiled chickpeas, the macabre symptoms of, what would you call it? Coming apart. Pale food with holes in it, stockpiled from scratch, began to turn hot and smelly, rising up through the beating heart from the dismal streets in the suicide observation room, as crude and as primitive as money itself. Just squeezing it was still magical for us. Incapable of drinking, incapable of wild dance. The gesture spoke volumes. Let's see if a pattern develops during the festivities. The thin shards of glass, pelvic politics, women upside down, dodging snakes. Every day is a little bit different. A father empties a rifle, disappears. It's your birthday. Coffee, home fries, the Sunday Times, meet the press. Let's get the dog out, get some air, get going. This Sunday, still raining, still Saturday night. Smoke a cigarette, wrap a scarf. Can't afford to get stoned at work in this economy. Can't anymore trust the floor to be there. Where did I put the keys to my kingdom? Take out the trash, take over the world. Take a minute to consider. Flailing arms mock windmills, arc vertebrae, knock heads off shoulders onto wet sidewalks where chewing gum dots the map in birthday patterns. Take back what you said. Take tomorrow. Take off tomorrow. And plan your time precisely. There are no answers, and what does it all mean anyway? Trip on cracks and slip into sad shadow dances, stalled subways. Christ, it's dark already. Provocation class. And we were supposed to do some kind of final creative project that had something to do with everything that we read. And it was, we read some rancid shit. These people were despicable. But they were our heroes. So I was always told you're supposed to write what you're not comfortable with. Write outside yourself, you know, make yourself whatever. I'm a 56-year-old white guy, and I thought, all right, you should write a rap. Then, you know, I did it a couple of times, and I got a really nice reaction. And I thought it was like a little Dr. Seussy. But then I thought that all rap is a little Dr. Seussy. So I got the rules right. So provocation and syllabus, a rap blues. Blues. So sit right down as a massive nation. Let's talk about the tenets of provocation. We've read and watched and seen it acted. Let's hope that none of this gets redacted. We'll start with Ginsberg, the poet sage, who never really learned to act his age, sharing and tearing and bearing it all. His commie, queer, druggy, Buddhist clarion call pierced the flatline 50s commodities ball with crystallized clarity leading to the fall of the tired old generals seething with gall and the buttoned-down businessmen with faces appalled by chanting, simply chanting, "Om, y'all." Up to Times Square, we meet William Burroughs, who caused all those Wall Street boys' brows to furrow, thinking he was one of us. His daddy's got cash, so why does he prefer to take it up the ass? And tell us all about it over and over with nasal diction like some Midwest lover on a tape loop stuck like a needle in the arm. If you take his advice, Michael, do you no harm. More visions, more vistas, and nightmares abound in his writings or cuttings, more things to be found than you'll know what to do with. These hallucinations are just the tip of his provocation. Line them up. Genet, Miller, the Marquis de Sade, assembling the encyclopedia of modern God-forsaken sins in literary form, who drink the mezcal and then eat the worm of salacious, venal, despicable scum with prose that plunders with a baseline thrum. Locked up, cocked up, fucked up thieves like these who knew just how to live and tell it to you straight, just like they drink. Deceptively funny enough to make you think. Or Beckett, who's that? I can't go on. There's a hole to dig, some rags to pawn. The tree is dying, the trash can's full. There are questions to ponder, answers to mull. He may not know it from those Dublin parks, how much he mirrors dear Groucho Marx's "Hello, I must be going." I'll go on. More holes to sit in that absurdists have drawn. I can keep on going, lest my list look baseless. We can focus on those who called us all racist. Paley and Meehan, Hernandez and Berry, Espada, Wang, and the formerly hairy old Larry Kramer, twisting concepts of hate into political action by fighting the fate that doctors had posed and governments hid. There aren't many men who did what he did. And what can be said of dear Kathy Acker? She included detailed maps so that we might track her on her journeys through basements and clubs that attack her. The search for one man, a father who'd back her as she practiced her trade, inviting many to whack her. From New York to Persia and Spain with her dagger, the passengers on planes who just want to smack her for drawing her body from the cut to the crack. Her images burn like tattoos on a hacker. The Times demand that we provoke, poke chests and eyes to crystallize the abuse and refuse, lies and more lies, and billy clubs, tear gas, pepper spray, flies that destroy with abandon the platforms they stand on and crack veterans' heads and plow campers' beds, burn books no one's read, deny them all bread, abolish their cred, and down on the corner there's just one more dead. If we piled the facts of provocation, it's clear we better hurry to join the occupation.